Hello, everyone. Thanks for sticking with us. My name is Andy. I'm a member of the International Admissions team, and I'm also a two-time graduate of Carleton. Although I can't share in the international student experience with you, like some of my colleagues, I have been through it all, and I'm always happy to guide you as well. Welcome to the session on co-op and employability. I know that my colleagues have already talked a little bit about co-op, and so we're going to do a little bit of a deeper dive into the employment opportunities available for you at Carleton University. Now, the Ministry of Colleges, Universities, Research Excellence, and Security did a survey to find out how well university graduates do after completing their programs. The survey results clearly show that 2 years after graduating, 93.4% of Carleton graduates were employed in a field related to their studies, and 88.4% were employed in a field related to their studies just 6 months after they graduated. This doesn't mean the remaining percentage were unemployed. What it does mean is, well, a few of them may have been, but they could have gone on to do a master's program perhaps, or they may be on parental leave. There are many reasons why they may not be working in their field right away. Here you can see a more detailed breakdown of the employment rate by program. When I'm looking at this, a few of these jump out to me. For example, journalism, which is, of course, one of our prestige programs. 100% were employed in their field just 2 years after graduating. Also, it's nice to see some validation that the students who are graduating from the social sciences are so employable as well. That's something I've always known as a liberal arts graduate myself, but it's great to see that validated in this chart here. As you can see, these numbers are all very, very high across the board, whether you're interested in business or commerce, 96% 2 years after graduating, 92% 6 months after graduating. These are fantastic numbers and something we're quite proud of. A big reason why Carleton's post-graduation employment rates are so high is because we emphasize hands-on learning at Carleton. This means that your bachelor degree is not just about the lectures, the seminars, and tutorials and labs, but it's also going to allow you the option of adding cooperative education, or co-op for short. So these are paid work terms that are completely tied to your area of study. So it's certainly a great opportunity for you. There are also internships that you could do. There are other research opportunities if you're interested in doing that by working alongside professors. And there's also work practicums and so many other opportunities as well. As a strong public university with a variety of research projects going on, and with all of our research partnerships and other initiatives, Carleton offers students many ways to get their first real world experience. A big part of this is our team at Career Services, and this is the main department that focuses on student employability, the co-op program, job fairs, and so much more. Faculty members and professors often have their own research projects going on for which they will hire graduate and undergraduate students, including those that are in their first year of study. On top of that, there are research and internship programs such as the Dean's Summer Research Internships within the Faculty of Science and many other options as well. So let's begin with career services and get a little bit more of an understanding of what they do. And they do a lot. They help you with uh, mock job interviews. They can help you with co-op placements. They help Carleton students get their first work experience, even on a part-time basis. One of their biggest areas does, though, focus on co-op. Now, as you may know from this session and earlier sessions, as well as if you've been looking into Canadian institutions for a little while now, co-op is something that is quite unique to education in Canada. And it is full-time paid work experience directly associated with your area of study. It is part of the degree program itself. So you would pause your studies in order to then work full-time alongside professionals who may have already earned the same degree you are working toward. And you're taking what you've learned in the classroom and labs, and you're applying it to real life, real world situations. So when a professor is telling you in the lecture the importance of a particular algorithm, you may wonder, when in the world am I ever going to need this? And you'll understand how you'll need it by applying that algorithm to real life situations. So Carleton has partnership agreements with many companies within Ottawa, across Canada, and internationally in a wide range of sectors. These companies recruit our students for a semester or two, or even three, to fill their positions. It's a win win for the student because the student gets that valuable work experience. But the companies are also delighted with this because, in a sense, they're hiring their future employees. So you'll still need to apply for these jobs. The jobs are not guaranteed to you, but you'll find that the competition is much lower because the jobs you're applying for are not accessible or available to the wider public. You may be competing for certain popular positions with some of your classmates, though, and you don't need to worry about that because we have a team there to help you with building up your resume and preparing for these job interviews. So, our team at Career Services will help you with all of that. Now, not all Carleton University programs offer the co op program, but most do. Around 85% of our majors and degree programs allow for this full time paid work experience. And we are also very proud to say that our co op program at Carleton is the third largest in Ontario. In fact, of all the institutions in Canada, two of the top three, Carleton and another university in Ottawa, um, have the top co op programs in the country. So it's no coincidence that two of the top three institutions are based in Ottawa, because that is where so much industry is based. Whether you're into life science research in the biosciences, or whether you're into engineering or other high tech programs, Carleton is the place to be, and Ottawa is the place to apply those work opportunities. We're also very excited and proud to say that we have the fastest growing co op program in all of Canada. So hopefully, we'll overtake our counterparts at another university to achieve the number two spot in the not too distant future. Some key points about co op is it is optional. You don't have to participate in co op, but it is extraordinarily valuable to you. Imagine if you're graduating with your degree with absolutely no work experience in your field and you're applying for a job, you may find it challenging to really indicate that you can do the job that you're applying for. But if you have the co op work experience, you'll be able to have letters of reference from those that are already in the industry. You can show in your resume what you've already done at a wide variety of multinational companies. This is full time paid work experience. However, it's important to note that the 4 year degree will then take you 5 years to complete, but the opportunities that come from this and the benefits that come from this are really extraordinary. You are three times more likely to find a job very quickly after graduating if you participate in the co op program. To give you a sense of how the co op program can be structured, it does depend on your area of study. So, for example, if you're in engineering or science or computer science, you'll be able to work full time for a full calendar year after the end of the third year. Regardless of what you're studying, though, the first year and the second year, you'll be doing the ordinary expected first year of university studies and the second year university of studies. But after your second year, you'll be able to actually go off into the workplace and work alongside professionals in your field. And then when you go back to your studies for the full third year, you'll be able to better grasp some of the concepts that are being discussed in your lectures and in the labs and in the tutorials based on your previous work experience. If you're in commerce or business, after the third year of study, you may just be actually after the fall term of your studies, you may be working for 8 months. Then you would resume your studies in the fall, followed by another work term. So it is structured a little bit differently depending on what you're studying. But at the end of the day, you're going to be able to earn anywhere from 12 to 16, and in some rare situations, 20 months of full time paid work experience. So I've already covered some of these advantages already, but essentially, the co-op program will allow you to test drive a career. You may envision yourself working as in a particular job, and that's why you're working towards your degree. But imagine if you can actually try that job out while you are still doing your degree. it can be really beneficial for you because you may discover, oh my goodness, this is not what I expected it to be. This is not what I envisioned. And now I'm going to pivot and actually apply my knowledge from the classroom to a slightly different area within that is still associated with my degree. Not only that, if you're interested in really building up your resume, you can work for one company for your first work term, but then switch to a different company for your second work term. If you wish to do so, you have that option. And upon graduating, your Carleton University degree will indicate that you have participated and completed the co-op program as well. So as soon as your future employers look at your degree, they'll be able to understand, oh, this person has already some existing experience in this field. So that's really helpful to know. Here's a testimonial from an employer at Ericsson. Um, so Ratika is a former Carleton student, and she's now working full-time with the same company that hired her for her co-op work terms. So that's quite exciting. And here's another example of a co-op success story, Sarita. Yeah, so she's currently with the Ottawa Hospital doing research. And there's also Nishta, who's one of our amazing student ambassadors, and she recently received some amazing news. Yeah, she's currently doing an internship. And you can actually interact with Nishta if you wish to do so. She's one of our student ambassadors, so you can always chat with her and gain a little bit more information about her experience and how she got this job. So the stories of these three international students, they can be your story too, if you want it to be. Some examples of our Canadian and international industry partners are here. These are some of the more recognizable names, and this is just a small snapshot of the many companies and leaders of industry that hire our co-op students: IBM, Microsoft, Amazon, Shopify. It's worth noting that Shopify, the multinational e-commerce company, has their world headquarters right here in Ottawa. Yeah. Moreover, Carleton's location in Ottawa, Canada's capital city and home to Canada's largest tech park in Canada North, provides students with direct access to hundreds of companies across a variety of industries. Carleton has many connections to this industry, so if you're interested in things like computer science or cybersecurity, engineering, IT perhaps, it makes a lot of sense to study where that industry is focused. So earlier I mentioned Shopify, and Shopify has a partnership with Carleton University for the dev degree. So aside from co-op, this is a great opportunity for students that are interested in studying computer science. It combines part-time work at Shopify with your studies. These positions are limited and they're highly competitive, as you can imagine. But if this is of interest to you, I encourage you to visit the devdegree.ca website to learn a lot more about this opportunity. At Carleton, we are also very proud to have an employment program specifically designed for international students. I don't know, but many of you may not have a lot of work experience. Some of you may, some of you may not. And I suspect that if you are an international student, you probably are not so familiar with the Canadian workforce and the Canadian workplace. So the International Student Employment Program will help you to find paid experiential learning opportunities that will align with your academic and career goals. Students will become equipped with the knowledge and skills and the confidence to then navigate the Canadian labor market. So ISEP students have access to career assistance with job search strategies. You'll be able to get assistance with the application process, job interviews, and so much more. There are also paid placements on campus and in the Ottawa community for international students that are exclusively for international students. You'll also be able to access the Resource Hub, which includes modules on job search strategies, Canadian hiring processes, and just how to navigate the Canadian labor market. Carleton University also takes pride in the fact that our undergraduate students get hired to participate in the research projects done by professors and senior faculty members. For example, if you're looking at the arts and social sciences, Carleton has the Research Opportunity Program for students exclusively in your faculty. And if you're interested in the Faculty of Science, any of the science majors, you can actually participate in the Dean's Summer Research internships. And there are many, many, many other opportunities as well. Just to give you a sense of how big research is at Carleton, just look at these statistics. Look at these numbers: 111 million Canadian dollars in sponsored research at Carleton University. A lot of this money then goes toward undergraduate and graduate students who are actually working alongside professors doing this research, and basically you're able to really build up your resume as well by showing what research you've done with the Carleton University's professors. If such paid research opportunities are of interest to you, I definitely encourage you to chat with your professors, stop by their office hours and ask them about any research they may be doing. They likely will be talking about it in the lectures as well. So they'll give you a bit of a heads up on the projects that they're working on. Thank you so much for taking the time to join this session. If you have any questions about co-op or employment opportunities, or frankly, anything else associated with Carleton University or living in Ottawa or life in Canada, you're always welcome to contact me directly, and I look forward to hearing from you.